With AI becoming so prevalent and prominent, so many people are worried about losing their jobs to AI. And the sad reality is, AI is going to make a huge difference in the job market. Some people are already seeing that, most specifically, recent college men who have graduated from colleges with degrees in like computer science or computer engineering, or all of these things that AI is making it more difficult to find jobs with. Let's bring our panel back here because I'm super curious about their thoughts on this. Haley Karania and Adrian Gray. Adrian, so from this, obviously it's difficult to find a job here if you've graduated from college, you've got a degree in something that AI is dominating. What do young men do who are struggling to find jobs in kind of the soft fields or the software fields or like the the internet world, the software development world? Do they kind of transition into other careers? And what does that say about college going forward?
Yeah, I think this is a nuanced conversation. There's a lot of
Totally.
points to be made, but I think again, as we think about the American dream, and maybe we're not getting the job that we signed up for. As somebody who majored in studio arts, guess what? I'm in conservative media, honey. So I did not get what I went to school for. And so the same for them is you have to get a little bit creative, okay? And so the American dream says, well, why don't you try to come up with something that can solve a problem. Okay. It can be as simple as like a landscaping business, but people are more so wanting to invest in people, not these big businesses. So why not have a creative take on doing that? Another thing with AI that is interesting to me is I'm more concerned about. I thought, okay, so if AI is here and it can do all the things that you would say naturally successful people were able to do because we have a computer basically giving us the guidebook, I still believe people need to have that talent. So the process
Totally.
is still going to be, you have to be the full package. Whether you can get that to from A to B, you still have to be the vessel, and the vessel still has to have talent. So when it comes to this day and age, when it comes to having alternative media, being an influencer online, things like that, AI isn't going to be able to replace those types of jobs. Now, I know for conservative men, they're not interested in being influencers. However, I think it's just a time to get creative. And instead of sitting in the basement whining to their mom, let's go out and try to do something.
I,
And I
I
think
may
that's why women are more successful.
I may take a little bit of an issue about men not wanting to be conservative influencers as a male conservative influencer ish myself. But Haley, what is this kind of so as far as like the dating pool goes? Like women have kind of always had this stigma of like high earner men, like you want a high value man, and usually that means going to college. So if a guy didn't go to college, it would kind of lower his stature on the dating market. Do you think in the modern age where the hard skills, being a plumber, an electrician, contractor of some kind, tends to be more guaranteed of a job. Does that kind of stigma need to go away? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, the stigma definitely needs to go away because the interesting part about this study is that women with bachelor degrees are finding jobs, men with bachelor degrees aren't. I don't know if that's because women are DEI hires or whatever, but
Mm.
I think we're doing a disservice by telling young people in general that you have to go to college to be successful. You can just go out of school and get a job in a trade and start making 40 grand, 60 grand, 80 grand right out of high school. And I think you're better off doing that. You're going to find a girlfriend if you're making 80K when you're 20 years old rather than starting in the negatives with all this college loan debt.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this kind of shapes the I guess the family structure really ultimately when you really get down to it, kind of the most important thing you've got out there.